What's going on, people? Welcome back to our Arsenal transfer news update. Of course, we'll keep you updated with all the latest Arsenal news every single day. Make sure before you do start, you do hit like buttons up. Be greatly appreciated. And if you are new watching, please do subscribe as you're on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for the support shown recently to the channel as well. It really does mean a lot to me, guys. Once again, today we're talking about Viktor Gyokeres. Once again, seems that every single day some new sort of news, some new sources come through and talk about the situation with Gyokeres. And at the end of the day, the windows aren't open yet. We're still in May. And there's so much talk already about different transfer rumors, different players coming in as expected. Some more reports coming out from Portugal today, and then some more coming out from the UK. So we're going to discuss everything about Gyokeres today. Make sure you get your thoughts in down below. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, coming by Pablo Oliveira over there in Portugal. Um, and a few journalists over there in Portugal. Now, just a quick background, like a quick backstory on Oliveira. Sorry, this apparent source and journalist, he actually broke the news about Zulamendi before the main sort of Brit show broke it, and I think him and Sammy Motbell over there at the BBC, both of them were first to obviously the Zulamendi news, so he's got a bit of good uh, background in terms of breaking the Zulamendi news. But sometimes Portugal sort of sources. I mean, we saw the one the other day, which I mentioned in the last video, that came out as not being the exact story, But according to Pablo Oliveira, Arsenal going to move for 80 million bid for Viktor Gyokeres with Sporting Lisbon. Journalist Sebastian Vidal has also confirmed that Arsenal is brought in a closer agreement for the striker. Angela Bertas really likes Victor Gyokeres. Meanwhile, targets number 9 are now impossible, and Gyokeres is the ideal option for Arsenal at the moment. Um, by the way, some of these words don't really add up because I think this was translated from Portuguese into English. So the family shouldn't be there because it's Andrea Berta. I don't think his family really cares about about Gyokeres. But so I think this has been translated from Portuguese. This is why a few words are out, like, for example, like United at the top. That's something that's just been in there. Maybe that means Man United. I don't know, but so yeah, just bear with this at the moment. But this is you get the rough idea. So yeah, the 2020 summer 25 will open as we know, and it shuts after the World Cup. Sorry, the Club World Cup, and they'll open again as normal. But after Mendy, Arteta wants to complete the process of adding the key positions early and ideally right at the first stage of the summer 2025. And let's see how Berta will do in his first transfer window at Arsenal. So yeah, again, reports coming out from Portugal saying that Arsenal very, very close in signing Viktor Gyokeres already. And then we've got also another report today where in the UK, people know this guy very well. John Cross from the Mirror. He's came out and said Arsenal been told that they can sign Viktor Gyokeres for 60 million, with Sporting willing to do business this summer. Gyokeres will command a contract well in excess of 200 million. Sorry, 200 million flipping hell, 200,000 a week to make him one of Arsenal's top earners. So that's apparently a bit more sort of more detail about the potential contract situation and how much wages he'd be on, and it'd be around 200k a week, which of course will make him one of Arsenal's most highest earners that we have. But I mean, we've got players who probably don't even deserve to be on more money than what Gyokeres will be on, and they get this. So I don't see the problem with that really, and I think it's worth it for a player like Gyokeres at the end of the day. But yeah, so there's the recent news. Then it's good straight away that Arsenal can maybe sign him for 60 million, which is when you look in this sort of day in the transfer window, how the window's gonna how year in year out the window always gets more crazy in terms of price tags go up, and it's going to probably keep going up. For a player like Victor Gyokeres for 60 million is an unbelievable price, isn't it? It's an absolute unbelievable price. It is a bargain in my opinion. 60 million for a player of the caliber of Victor Gyokeres. Absolute bargain. It really is. So the price tag is there. Of course, we're not going to be the only one in for this guy. I know the likes of Man United will be looking at him. A few other clubs will be looking at him as well, as I mentioned in the last video. But I have no problem, as I also said in the last video, that he will choose Arsenal. When you go to Man United, they're on this sort of way. Yeah, they're going to win Europa League and play Champions League football, but look at their current situation. They're going to take a few years to really get back to the top. And even Amorim, the Man United manager, has been saying that if he doesn't, if it's similar season how he's next season, if it's a similar season how he's been playing and how it's gone for Man United, then he'll leave. So there's a whole people talk about the manager side of things. I do understand it. Some players, really thrive on a manager, and that would be a logical reason why he would go to Manchester United because he has Ruben Amorim there. And look how well they worked together at Sporting. Look how well he developed and how much trust he had in Gyokeres, and you know how they sort of worked together at Sporting. It went very successful. So of course he may be tempted to that idea. But at the same time, you look at Man United right now. Yes, they're going to win a trophy, and that's the aim of the game. And the aim for most of these players, of course, they want to win trophies. But if you look into their current situation, especially if Almerin leads, is it really worth it for him to obviously, is it really worth it for him to go to Manchester United? Probably not. Obviously, we don't know what he's thinking, but if you're looking logically, the ideal destination would be Arsenal over Manchester United. And I feel like we've had this sort of I hate using the word pull in this situation, but with sort of recent players that we tried to sign, like Declan Rice. Man City was involved with Declan Rice, and Gyokeres. Rice went to Arsenal. He chose Arsenal instead, really, because he put in the bid as well. Let's not forget that. So I'm confident we can persuade Gyokeres. I'm confident that Berta can persuade Gyokeres. It's clear. Many. You look at every source, every single top sort of journalist like David Ornstein for British Show. They've made this very clear that Berta is the one really pushing for the move, because there's still a few other rumors about Arteta wanting more. Someone like Benjamin Sesko. I know Arsenal's dream is Alexander Isak, but we know it's going to happen. But Arteta still is very, very, very confident that he wants, and he's got a lot of faith. It seems like in someone like Benjamin Sesko. So I do expect to get either one of them. How nice would it be to get both? But obviously that's not going to obviously happen. But I'm just saying, like, because what it seems like one wants this one and one wants the other one. I'm sure Arteta's not going to mind. It's a striker, isn't he? End of the day, I'm sure he rates Gyokeres very highly. But at the same time as well, it seems to be more Andre Berta pushing for the move. He really wants this guy. He's wanted him at Atleti, when he was at Atletico Madrid, he's wanted him. And now he's carrying that over. He rates this guy really highly. So, yeah, I think Gyokeres, for me, I've said a lot about this player in the recent days. It's good that all this news coming out before it even starts as well. Shows that we're actually ambitious. And at the end of the day as well, people, I think we get this done. I think we have to, number one, get it done really early, because there will be other clubs threatening to sign Gyokeres. I think we're more advanced than all the other clubs. Maybe Arsenal, Man United, the two main ones in there. But don't be surprised if Real Madrid. Don't be surprised if Barcelona. These types of clubs. Teams who are looking for strikers, and they know how good Gyokeres is. And it's funny how majority of teams are going for him now and not last summer. They kind of let him develop in Sporting, and then he had another breakthrough season. Broke through the league, completely ripped it up. He's quite clearly too, and it's all due respect to Portuguese league. He's quite clearly too good he's too good for that league. He needs a new challenge, and Premier League moves will definitely convince him, and a move to Arsenal will definitely convince him as well. So yeah, that is the current news with Gyokeres. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the contract as well. Reportedly around 200,000 a week, and also the price tag 60 million. For me, I think the price tag's a bargain. A bargain. I think the wages, however, I mean, yeah, the wages are quite high, but I said it a minute ago. We've had other players on these similar wages who are not even as better as Viktor Gyokeres, So I don't really see the problem there, and I think it will definitely be worth it. I think this is a type of signing that is going to be more. It's very similar feeling, very similar vibe to when we signed Aubameyang, because we're actually getting a proper number 9, and we've missed a proper number 9 since Aubameyang. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Of course, we're here every single day. We're going to do some live shows, of course, for transfer news now as the window opens up. I'm going to do some daily videos, keep you updated, everything you guys need to know. So big up everyone, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. As always, come on, you gunners. We're out.